Hey guys, it's JannLee here. It's been a while since I've been able to get on the microphone. It's been very busy at work the last few weeks. I'm doing a different segment today. I'm doing a man versus machine segment. It's been a request from a number of viewers to take on a new bot that's been put onto Lee Chess. It's called a Stockfish. Um, I've also heard hype about it, that it's been put up against prior Crazyhouse engines like Sunsetter, and a number of many others, and it seems to crush them all. So, yeah, no, it should be interesting. I've had the chance to give this a bit of a go on my mobile in between breaks on the weekend, um, usually while out with the family and waiting for um, waiting for shopping to finish most often. Anyway, I'll get into it. So I'm going to play 5 minutes with 3 second increment. I'm going to play against AI level 8, just going hard straight away. Um, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. So, okay, e4, d5. Uh, I suppose my comment um, so far, having played it a few times, is that it seems to be very strong tactically, like you'd expect an engine to be, but then it also doesn't seem to come with as many of the strategical weaknesses that some of the other engines have had in the past. Um, so yeah, in terms of how I'm going to play, yeah, I mean strategically, not too different to a regular game, other than yeah, I'm aware that I'm against a machine here. So yeah, this is all unknown to me, so I need to figure out what's going on here. A5. That's a that's a move you don't see very often. So what's behind that? If I was to capture it, yeah, I figure I should capture it. Pawn at B2 is the point here, perhaps. Okay, so I'm losing some material on A3. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to allow that. So now black's just crushing here on this side. So if I'm to make anything, I need to counter attack in the center and try to work against the king. So let's see how this goes. So I guess I will say one thing. In Crazyhouse, you can often angle for some cheap tricks during a game, but up against a computer, if you do that, I think you're going to find yourself in trouble more often than not. Um, I'm going to try to make something on F7 though, all the same. Okay, so yeah, here it looks dangerous for black, but there might be some defensive resource, which is why the computer's led into this. Although I gotta admit, I am a bit surprised. So yeah, so if knight at g5, king f7, queen at f7, king d8 is looking safe. I think I prefer knight at e5 because it gives another square that's being attacked. So I'm going to see if I can leverage something with bishop b4 here. Maybe there's a queen at h4 trick, maybe queen at b4 is worthwhile. Because if queen at f7, I feel like, yeah, black's got some options running. But look, white certainly has some play here. So queen at h4, he's got to block something like knight at f6. I like queen to h4 because I see that it's going to pick up some material, so I'm going to go for it. Yeah, I dare say I've got some compensation now for these early pawns that I messed up. So yeah, queen f7. The unfortunate thing is queen d6 check doesn't work because bishop takes d6 is holding. If queen d6 first, cd is not playable because queen f7, so we'd have to take with the king. Is there a mate here already? Something like pawn at c5, or even bishop at c5, d4. It all looks very promising. Queen d6. Yeah, maybe bishop at b4 first. Even as far back as bishop at a3. Nah, bishop at b4 is sensible. Yeah, okay, there should be mate here. Alright, so I'll take the first game in this match. I've got Emoke Hawked in the channel. He says, "Hi Justin, good luck. Good to see you." Okay. So there I felt that black was better in the opening, and then in the last game, and then the engine kind of gave away its advantage by giving me too much play on f7. So I'm wondering if it's evaluating king safety in the same way that a human does, and maybe it's underestimating it. Okay, I need to be careful here. There's tricks on e7. So what I'm concerned about here is if I play knight e7, there's knight takes e7, queen e7, knight at g6. Yeah, even if the queen backs off, I think there's some troublesome points with this knight e5 as well. If knight a5, it's capture, pawn e7, and the attack starts rolling. I wonder if that's so bad. So like I said, there's no bluffing against a computer. It's going to see all the tactics. So I wonder, knight a5, takes, pawn at e7. Is that so bad after queen e8? Probably capture. All right, let's see what it comes up with. I'm expecting it to play knight e5. Yeah. And here's where that actually just feels for a moment like you're playing against a human. I mean, you expect a computer to just take that, but it just has this human element to it, which is a bit amusing. So yeah, I'm here thinking bishop at c5 because it creates some new pressure here and also defense. I'm going to go with that. The trouble is he's going to hit with d4. Bishop at c5. Yeah, so the idea is that there's a pawn at e7 trick after all of this. But I think I need to ignore it and potentially start attacking. So it's really this knight which is a thorn in my side. Yeah, I think pawn at h3 here is premature. There's just going to be a couple of captures. Rook at g3 helps to defend, but it also helps to attack at some stage later. So I'm going to opt for a quiet move, bishop e6. I just want to try to undermine this at some stage. He's left his post here. I'm going to grab. Yeah, what's the value in that? So I'm getting hit on the light squares pretty quick. I'm going to leave that. I think I need to counterattack. It's either takes or knight at f4. I'm clearly dropping some material here, but while the king's still safe, I need to make some progress. Let's go knight at f4. Alright, so he's defending with bishop at c4 against the pawn at e2 threat. Let's hit with the bishop. Alright, I'm running low on time here now. I've opted for king safety, but I'm hurting on the material, so it's looking dangerous for the machine now. Got some play here. Let's make sure I'm not missing any mates here. There's pawn at h4. If takes, queen e7 looks like it'll mate. He'll have king g3. I'm gonna need a bit more material. Okay. I'm gonna play this to cut off some squares, threaten e1. Now, yeah, bishop at h4 is a mate threat now. I'm just gonna stay safe, not allow that. Yeah, I should have mate here. I've not seen this bishop covering. Does that really matter? Alright, so I picked up the second match as well. So you can see that the computer's really good at stealing material, but somehow seems to come up short on king safety. We've got this queen a5 line again. Oh, he's capturing here. I think I'm trapping the queen though. Alright. So I find that a little bit uncharacteristic of a bot to give away material like that, but maybe it's even enough. Okay, so how to play from here? I want to get active. I've got to. Yeah, I'm gonna push the issue with this diagonal. Okay. So on balance, I've got a queen for a pawn and a rook here. I've got good active pieces. This looks sensible. And then maybe building up some strength on the diagonal here. Oh, have I missed something? Good the knight. Just gonna consolidate, create some pressure. Bishop's hanging. Let's get rid of that. All right, can I come in now? Rook at g8. Yeah, so I'm still very solid at home. This is a material game here. White should definitely be stronger. Um, rather than force the issue too much, I can now start harassing material. Yeah, rook at d8's looking positive. Got knight at f7 to follow. So let's look at queen at d8. Takes, rook takes, king c6, there's a rook in hand. Rook at c5, king b6. Rook b5, king c6. Yeah, it's good enough for me. Well, he's decided it's no good. Well, I should just capture material then. So yeah, I figure the machine here figures it's in so much trouble it has to try to delay mate. Yeah, that's going to be hard to stop. All right, so I'm taking 3-0 at the moment. So I'll have a look at the comments. Yeah, there's people are asking what the score is. Yeah, there's no score at the moment, but I'm up 3-0 for the time being. It's because the games aren't rated, I think it doesn't track them at the bottom. Alright, it's chosen a similar line to before. Here's different. So last time it hit B4. It's gone D4. That's interesting. I wonder if it's equipped with a learning engine. So it actually varies its play over time and takes prior results into account. Prior engines before have had that kind of functionality. Now, my issue here is, again, this pawn at e7 kind of trickery. Yeah, I'm gonna counterattack. What's key for me is the knight that's defending e7. I want to keep that there. Okay. So some options here. I mean, white's a pawn up. Got some targets to hit with knight at e5. I think that's most sensible. Now, if I capture him, I'm going to get hit with something nasty. That's what I'm worried about. So if knight c4, you got to look out for things like bishop at f6. Capture, knight takes, yeah, takes pawn to g7, king takes, knight h5. Doesn't look like it'll end well unless king g6, queen g7 takes is actually safe because I've got coverage on g4. And I might be thinking all this, and then after knight c4, queen c4 is playable anyway. It's still a pawn up for white. Bishop at d4 I don't like as much because of the pawn at e7 issues. This knight still has some responsibilities. So maybe something like bishop e6 is actually most sensible. Try to put out some fire before it starts. Let's go with it. Oh wow, it's not stopping for anything. So an aggressive move here, pawn f6. So I imagine that's because of capture pawn e7, in which case I actually prefer to take with a queen. The idea is pawn e7 encourages knight e7, and then knight f6 exposes black. Yeah, it could head south pretty quick. This bishop d5 is also not a bad option. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm dropping some material here. I'm going to allow that and then work off f3. So, what's the way forward here? Knight at f3 check and pawn at h3 is quite direct. In this situation, I can't afford to just recapture. I'm down material. I have some potential here. I have to make some aggressive move. Knight c4 is no good because of queen f6. What I'm looking at is knight at f3. I don't think capture is good for him. And then, whoa, hang on. Okay, I didn't mean to move my knight there. I was just clicking around, but let's see if it still works out for me. I gotta keep being direct. Pawn at h3. Um, Yeah, see now knight at h4 is just so dangerous. I was going to sidestep that because it allows defense if I bring that back. Yeah, I think just taking here renews a threat. Queen at f1, now very strong. I don't see what he can do to stop bishop at g2. Yeah, that's the most bizarre game I've ever had. I mean, usually if you mouse slip against the machine, you should expect to lose, and somehow it turned out my knight f3 mouse slip was actually quite a strong move. So, gotta thank my lucky stars there. So I'm up 4-0 now. I think it was Capablanca. He said, "Good players are always lucky." Well, hopefully I was just lucky because I'm a good player. It's a bit of a cheeky comment. Um, I had a friend once who he he knew English as a second language, and he once added on. He said, "Good players always lucky." He said, "Bad player always angry." I always found that quite amusing. Okay, so yeah, again, like I said, the bot seems to vary its play. So last time it took my queen. This time it's gone for knight c6. This queen's just covering g2, so I don't really want to play knight f3 right away, unless queen g2, rook g1 is useful. Maybe it's just about developing. Just bishop b2 is sensible. Yeah, I'll play bishop b2. Yeah, here I'm just looking for ways I can cover all my material. I think queen at f3 is the way. Bishop f3 runs into pawn at g4. So, I mean, part of the reason why I'm playing bishop b2 in response to knight c6 is it's just counterplaying against these squares here. So, yeah, let's just play queen f3. So now he's got some activity here. Okay, so I'm dropping at least a pawn, perhaps something more. Sort of bishop d3, bishop e4, and then attacking here. The trouble with allowing queen c2 is it also then undermines things here. So yeah, this isn't ideal. I missed this move. I have a feeling knight at e5 is still good, or knight at d4 in this case. So yeah, we'll go with this. Alright, not ideal. I'm fighting a piece down. Black's got good coordination of pieces. This is now firing down here. Yeah. No immediate compensation. The trouble with knight at e5 is that also queen at e4 is coming in. I'm going to play an unusual looking move, just pawn at e2. What this does, it just blocks checks here. It also prevents against, bishop at g4, bishop at e4. It's just another defender. And then it gives me some time to regroup. So yeah, let's try to get active. Alright, I'm looking at the dark squares here, trying to make something out of nothing. I'm just gonna find out if it's gonna lead me into more trouble. So bishop c6 takes, pawn at d6, takes. Makes enough sense. Ooh, okay. So taking I don't like because it helps black to attack a little. I got options. I can capture and then just play rook at h1, or I can defend with rook f1. But what are the consequences of that? Yeah, I'm going with rook f1. Am I? I think I am. Pawn at b2 is coming, isn't it? So that's going to create some troubles. Yeah, rook f1. Okay, this thing here is I'm looking at this if there's problems with queen c2, because knight at c7 is my play, but then if the queen comes back, I'm looking at if knight at c2 is trouble for me. So it's making me consider if I should play bishop at a4 first, just for a bit more security. That might just have a drawback, and then it makes black safer. Alright, I don't have too much more time. I've got to move, so I'll bite the bullet. I might get hit with a queen d2 sack if it's something. Yeah, I'm getting hit on g2 now. Alright, we'll cover it here. Okay, I'm hurting now. Queen e2 is a threat. Missed that. This is going to end badly, guys. Oof. Yeah, I'm going to get destroyed tactically, I feel here. Yep, there's mate there now. So, the machine takes one. Alright, the machine's on the board. So I'm now leading 4-1. Okay. So I've got a d4 in here. Bishop e5. Okay. Is f6 playable here? Am I making a weakness? No, we'll play f6. I need to hold my light squares intact, so got to invest there. Now is it bishop g6 or no? We'll place a knight here. I don't like really blocking with the knight because it's basically pinning your own piece. But in this circumstance, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to part. So yeah, the computer has no inhibitions pushing these pawns up. I guess time will tell if that's a good or a bad thing. I get my king out of dodge out of these two pins. So Yeah, I'm still holding some equity in the position. Okay. So all these trades, I mean, all my knights are tied together, so I'm sitting okay. I need to work out how I can make something with this. The knight's probably the best piece I could acquire. So I'm thinking about things like f5, which helps open up this file. The trouble is f5 also opens up lines towards e6, and it's unclear if that's going to benefit me or not. So yeah, I don't mind this position, but yeah, it's not the easiest to figure out either in terms of how one should proceed. All right, let's play actively. F5. No, let's take here or knight takes. This is giving me some weaknesses on h7 I don't like, because knight at g5 is a possibility. Yeah, I'm gonna go here. I just get more open line, I feel. Alright. I'm gonna part with my queen. Just temporarily while I get a hit here. So he's also gonna part with his queen. What's going on? I didn't expect this move. Um, so if the bishop d1, if he captures, it just looks dangerous. Knight at f3. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. Oh wow, really? Alright, well, this is all sharp tactics now. So, knight at f3, king f2. I've, I've got to capture this. My knight's now covering here, so I think he's trying. The computer's just defending by the skin of its teeth. It just looks so risky. So, what's the best way to cash in here? So, there's knight d4, knight knight h4. Yeah, knight h4, queen at g2, king e1, knight back to f3 is pretty strong. So he's probably forced to come back to e1. And then after knight f3 check, king e2 maybe. Not sure if that's best. I'm gonna grab here. Looks mighty dangerous. The pawn f2 takes. Yeah, pawn f2 looks right. Knight takes, king e1's defending nicely. Um, oh. Yeah, okay, this looks like mate. Yeah, alright. So I'm still trying to work out the machine. Like incredibly strong with the tactics on wing pieces, but king safety maybe it's a little bit where it's still a bit weak. So I'm now up 5-1. Yeah, I played Queen E2 before. Let's. Is it sensible to play Bishop E2? He's got Pawn D4. I'm gonna get Knight F3, so it's gonna sneak around. Oh wow. Okay, Queen G5, Queen D8. Well, okay, I'll take the development. Don't mind castling. Okay. So fairly balanced here. Black's made me expend this pawn here on G3, so I have a little bit of a harder time getting active. I'm gonna go H3 with the idea of going G4, G5. Okay. Alright, let's just revert. Just gonna bring this knight around here. Okay, here we go. That's a human-like sack right there. Ah, but there's actually some decent tactics to follow. Yeah, okay. Well, I think Black got something out of it though. He's a bit more active than he was before. Okay, let's play aggressive. Try something out. Alright, there's things for Black to be concerned about here. Just chasing my material. I'm looking at pawn h6 options and where we can go from there. The trouble is, if I do things like Rook D2 and I allow too much, maybe pawn at H3 actually comes in too fast, and yeah, I'm not convinced. Alright, we'll allow it. Rook d2. Queen at f4. We'll hit this one. New knight or old knight? It's either knight at e4 or knight e4. I think it's worthwhile having that extra knight there. So we'll go knight at e4. Point of that. That was queen h6 with check. If I leave it, takes, rook at g1, king h2 is fine. I'm gonna not allow him. Ooh, if I miss something here. So takes. I gotta see if the machine's bluffing. I'm gonna make him work for it. Oh, come on, that's not expected. So, yeah, this has to be good for white. I just gotta work out if I'm chasing the king to safety by playing the wrong move. I should have plenty of ammunition. Yeah, so that was a little bit disappointing how the computer played there. Okay, I've lost track. It's either 5-1 or 6-1. Okay, yeah, we'll put this here. See, that feels human-like, that sacrificing the knight for 2 pawns. That I find quite interesting, that the bot behaves that way. Okay, so what have I got here? I've got some pressure on c2. This knight's here. Yeah, I could think of offering to give back. If knight d4, knight g6. Yeah, I can live with that. If I can make white look like he's got 2 silly bishops here, then I shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, I am down a pawn now, but I'm gonna start rolling in on the king side. So yeah. I don't actually have a direct threat, so is Rook C2 worthwhile? I don't know. Okay, Rook C2. Alright, I gotta keep hitting effectively. If I don't, I'm gonna suffer the consequence of sacrificing material. So knight h4 is obvious, but then you just place another defender on. This has some defensive value. I'm kind of starting to wonder if I've got enough here. No, okay. E2 is a weakness worth pursuing. Let's get this on. So I just need to keep his king less safe than mine, and it should come out in my favor. So yeah, queen g5. That looks appropriate. Yeah, this is too much. Alright, so that's 6 or 7-1 now. Sorry, I haven't kept track of it. I started with white, so I think it's actually 7-1. Alright. Alright, trying to pick off my material again. So bishop b5, bishop d7, knight a4, no, then queen b5, that's not good. Could capture. Oh, it's just pawn at c5, queen e6 check. Yeah, so yeah, stream's been going for nearly an hour already. What I'm gonna do, it's about 1 a.m. here. I think we played 8 matches already. I'm gonna play another two and wrap it off with around 10 matches. Um, and if this is something popular, we can maybe try to do it again. Um, yeah, I'm not thrilled with how I'm just dropping material so early. I need to figure out a way around this. Ah, okay, so maybe it's bishop e5 takes bishop at e3 because then that stops queen e6 check. So let's go with that. Okay, now he's hitting me here. He's found a new point. So this becomes interesting. Knight at f4. Whoa, knight at d3. Okay, so I just got a hole on c2. I need to patch up. I'm not keen on castling yet because pawn at f3 is not attractive. I'm going to have a pawn at e6 move sooner or later. I'm going to hang my king in the center just for a bit, cover this off. Now with the knight here, I've got a bit more defense. So queen at b1, I imagine, is a threat, but yeah, I'm not too impressed with it. Like, I can just play queen at c1. I'm going to get pawn at e6 on. I'm going to take with this knight because this one's covering c2. So then, how is it covering knight b3, knight at c2, king f1? I don't know if I need to open up that can of worms. Something like queen at c3. There's always a pawn f7 option. King takes knight g5. Takes. You got two queens in hand. That's a decent play. We'll keep it simple. So yeah, I'll pick off this guy because he's the only piece in my half, and then improve the king's safety. So yeah, dropped a little bit of initiative, but should still be doing okay here. I'm thinking if I should take this or not, but I think it's just giving away material. Okay, so at some stage, maybe that pawn's going to get captured. Oh, g5 is coming. That's the point of bishop h5. Alright. So I feel like white should be better here, but then it's not always clear in Crazyhouse. Let's bring the queen here, so at least e6 is a potential threat later. I'm gonna play bishop g3, avoiding this, and then threatening to capture the knight. Yeah, I'm looking at knight at d8, trying to make that helpful. So I've got some tricks here with knight e6. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Where's a mate from here? Maybe... Oh, maybe it's better to take this way first. No, we'll take here. So I just want to cut off the king from going this way. Yeah, I see mate now. Alright, that makes it 8-1. Alright, this will be the last game, guys. Okay. Oh, I've got a few weaknesses to manage now. Better off having the weakness on g6 now. Gotta develop. The c5 coming in. I'll capture this. So that would have been played first to avoid pawn at c2. Now, weakness here. Do I want to kick with pawn at d5? Yeah, okay. Oh, this is a bit nasty. So now f5 is hanging. Missed that. Yeah, this isn't good. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to part with the pawn here. Now bishop at e4 is no good because he'll just capture it, and bishop at d5 it'll hit here. So I'm gonna bite the bullet, say I'm a pawn down, but keep developing. He's gonna try to convert the material advantage into something greater, of course. So okay, let's be drastic and go for light square weaknesses. So after taking here, at least d5's covered. And then I've got to try to seek compensation on the light squares. So yeah, I think the way white can get safe is by pushing this pawn up to f3 or f4 because it gives the rook more defensive capability. So let's start by blockading this pawn, and then I'm going to bring this knight in to support f3. Now knight f3 and king h1 pawn at h3 is no good because of bishop at e6 check, which wins that. So maybe it's preferable to actually take with the pawn. Or there's knight takes and knight d2, because that opens up a bishop at f3 threat later. Yeah, I'll go for that. How is queen d2 any good here? The queen d2, if capture pawn at g2, king takes g2 would be mated to bishop at f3, because king g1 gets mated with knight h3, and if bishop f3, king h3, pawn at g4. So that would only leave king g1, but then let's do this again. Queen d2 takes pawn at g2, king g1, knight at h3, king g2, bishop at f3, forces king h3, pawn at g4 mates. After queen d2, recapture is not a move. Yeah, I just need to be careful if If this stuff doesn't work, he's going to play bishop at c4, and then after king here, there's a queen at g8, knight at f7 mate. So I have to do everything with check. So have I got a problem with it? Takes bishop at e6 might be a key move, because it covers h3, which makes all the mating tricks work. So what if bishop f3? Knight f3 takes bishop at d5 gets safe. So it'd have to be bishop at f3 takes, then takes pawn at g2 first. Alright, I'm taking far too long. I'm going bishop at f3. There's the check. Pawn at g2. Alright, so I'm safe from this smothered mate business. So let's focus on wrapping up the king. Pawn at f3, is that mating? Or is it queen at c2 that's more accurate? Queen at c2, knight at d2, pawn at f3, king f1. Yeah, queen at c2 I like. Or even pawn f3 and just knight takes c4 is pretty simple. Alright, we'll do it that way. Ah, he's found a resource to grab this guy. Okay, he's getting out of the bag now. Try to be resourceful. Yeah, I'm taking way too much time. I just got to play here. The time's gonna hurt me a bit. I think I've let this one get away. This isn't covered. Oh, I think I've missed something here. Yeah, I think I made it now. Yeah, I'm going. No, disappointed there. I think maybe back back when I was thinking queen at c2, way back. It was about here. I thought queen at c2 was going to prevent the king from running out, and instead I allowed the king to come here, and the computer found a nice resource with knight at g6, queen at h4 to get safe on the knight. So yeah, no, it's an absolute beast with finding tactical resources. It's Yeah, it's a good machine. I'm actually surprised I won 8 matches and lost two. Given what I've seen and heard of this engine, it's very strong. So I don't know if the settings applied on Lee chess the same as what others are testing. But for those that are still fans of the humans being on top and still being able to beat the engines at this game, I hope this series has inspired you a little bit. Um, so yeah, I'll have a look at the comments a little bit, and then I'm probably going to call it a night. So yeah, Vincent Lejeune is just asked, did you feel a clear improvement over the previous engine? He said 2 weeks before this. Um, Vincent, he says, click analyze to see engine eval on this 28th move. Hang on, where's that? I'll have to click analysis board. I'm pretty sure black's winning over king e2. I've definitely blown it there. Um, uh, yeah, well, the engine's saying it's still not bad for white, but I don't believe that. I think black's doing quite well here. So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Good to be putting some commentary back on the channel. Um, yeah, I think the bit chess tournaments have ceased for now on Crazyhouse. So that's what I heard. That they're going to be ceasing, at least for the time being. Um, yeah, so we'll have to create some other opportunities to make some material. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. So take care.